Welcome to Cook 30. I'm Jeremy Dixon from the Revive Cafes in Auckland, New Zealand, and I also wrote the Revive Cafe cookbooks. And today I'm going to share with you some delicious cafe-style meals you can cook at home. Cook 30 food is all about using whole food, plant-based ingredients. We're going to use protein sources like beans, lentils and nuts, whole grains like brown rice and quinoa, fresh fruit and vegetables, and tie it all together with international flavours and fresh herbs and spices. And the best part about Cook 30 food is you do not have to spend hours slaving away in the kitchen. I'm going to show you how in just 30 minutes you can make a delicious meal for your family and they will love it. On the menu today we have a Mediterranean stuffed sweet potato. We're serving with a fresh garden salad and also a basil pesto pasta salad. And to finish it off, an amazing dessert, a chia seed pudding with black cherries. Now if you want to cook a meal in a very short time, like 30 minutes, you need to make sure you're really well prepared. It doesn't happen by accident. You want a clean workbench, make sure your bench is nice and clear. We've got pans hot on the stove ready to go, boiling water in the jug, and the oven is set to 400 degrees Fahrenheit or about 200 degrees Celsius. And we've got a sharp knife, a chopping board, and our fridge and pantry are full of all the ingredients we're going to need. So the first job we need to do is get the sweet potato in the oven. So we're going to slice these in half, just like that. Now these fortunately are one of the slowest, fastest cooking roast vegetables you can get, so we should be able to get it happening quickly. Now we're going to make a meal for 4, but I'm going to put an extra one in because often sweet potato one will come apart or something, so it's always good to have a reserve. We're just going to give them a quick oil up, and this will help them cook fast and also stop them from burning. And we're going to bake these up, probably take around about 15 to 20 minutes to soften up. We've got a very hot oven, so we want to make sure they cook fast and we get it in first thing. So that's job number 1 done, nice and hot. So they'll soften up really quickly. Second job, we want to cook some pasta. We've got some beautiful spiral wholemeal pasta, so make sure you look out for wholemeal pasta in your supermarket. We've got a pot here. I'm going to put some boiling water in. Whoop. That's definitely hot. Always good for quick cooking. So we've got lots of water, boiling water, and I put around about 2 cups of this pasta in. And pasta will generally varies, but generally 8 minutes is a good starting point for pasta. So we can turn that heat right up and get that bubbling. So that's the second job on and underway. We're now going to start the back end of a meal, and that's the pudding, the chia seed pudding. Now this takes a bit of time to soak and get a nice texture. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with, not chia seeds, we're going to get a blender. And we're going to put some dates in, so we have half a cup of dates, just some whole dates. This is a really flexible recipe, so you don't need to be too concerned about the measurements of this one. We're going to have half a cup of cashew nuts. That's about half a cup. We're going to have some carob powder. I'm going to put in 5 tablespoons of carob powder. I'm going to double up. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we're going to put some water in, 2.5 cups of water. So that's going to be about 600 mils. Into the blender, look at that. And we're going to blend that up into a nice desserty type So that by itself is the beginnings of our pudding. I'm going to pour it into a bowl, just like that. There's a few crunchy cashew nuts in there, but that's fine, that'll add a bit of texture. And now we want some chia seeds. So we want half a cup of chia seeds, and these are an amazing little product. you've probably seen in the supermarket. So about half a cup. And we're going to stir these around. And these chia seeds, they kind of expand and bring on this really lovely, fluffy, kind of a draw together all the flavours kind of a texture. So in about probably 20 minutes, that will just come together and combine to be a lovely dessert-like texture. Kind of like a mousse, but slightly different. You've got to stir it quickly or else the chia seeds want to all stick together. Just going to put that in the fridge and we'll come back to that later. Okay, let's make the lovely salad. So for this salad today, I'm going to actually put the ingredients through this food processor. And if you look at your food processor at home, you'll most likely find in the back of the cupboard somewhere, you've got all these neat blades, and you can actually find a slicing blade, and they usually come in different sizes. This one here, you've got a little adjustment, and you just wind it up and down, and you can slice things as big or as small as you want. So I'm just going to wind it down to its minimum, smallest, thinnest slicing second, and we'll just start some ingredients. So we'll just chop up all the bits that we don't want to eat, and just prepare all the ingredients. I've got some red peppers and some yellow peppers. Got these little baby ones which are quite nice, and these will really slice up quite nicely into beautiful little shapes, whereas these ones will end up being bigger shapes. So just take the ends off, all the bits that we don't want to have. A few pips are actually fine. I've got some radishes here, and radishes have a lovely peppery flavour. So we're just going to take off the bits of the radish that we don't want, just each end. You can get rid of that. Just lovely. Again, when you're doing salads, just look for different colours. Whatever vegetables that take you right at the supermarket, just make sure you've got a big range. And this salad is just basically throwing together a whole lot of ingredients, nothing special about them, but they just go together really well. And we'll probably use around about half a cucumber. I'm going to use one that's one with the skin that you can eat. So let's get going. So we can start putting in this. Look at that. Look at those beautiful shapes that makes. Just squash in the pepper, put it in the feeder. It's a nice yellow. Whoop. Got the cucumber. Some beautiful round bits happening there. And now the radishes. There we go, and I think it's great, look at that. So let's see what we've got. And just look at a matter of seconds, we've got this beautiful pink, red, orange, green mix that's just going to be a beautiful, beautiful salad. So I've got some romaine lettuce to go with it, and it's my favourite lettuce. It's a nice, solid, flavoursome lettuce. So I'm just going to just chop this, or slice it to probably 1-inch slices. And then we've just got to get a platter, just like that. I'm just going to just put all these lovely, make sure you spread them out a little bit, and just put them in this dish and just spread out these wonderful, wonderful colours. This is just bursting with colour, freshness, flavour. And the radishes are just, so fresh. They really add to this. I'm also going to add a little bit of protein. I've added some black beans, and you can add any kind of bean that you want. Black-eyed beans. And these are just going to add a little bit of protein, a little bit of extra colour, just something a little different to have in a salad that you probably wouldn't expect. Just drain out most of the stuff that comes with it. I'm just going to just put it on like that, out of the can, and just kind of mix it up together, just like that. Just do a lovely bit of a messy salad really, but just beautiful with those beautiful colours. And I'm going to add some herbs. So we want to have, let's clean my knife. I'm going to have some cilantro and also some mint. Where did I put that? And mint is just amazing for salad. So just going to pick a nice couple of handfuls of mint. Just rip off the ends. Just put it together with the cilantro. And we're going to slice it up nice and thinly. This is quite clean, so it didn't need washed. You can smell that mint, it's just amazing. If you can grow mint where you are, make sure you put a mint bush in. I'm just going to mix that all through that salad as well, just massage it through. This is how we make most of the salads at my cafes, just basically just adding ingredients into a big tub, mix them up, and then put them on a platter like this. So it's really, really fun making salads. And if you don't have any of these ingredients, don't worry, just leave them out or put some other ones in. Now before we serve that, we're just going to put a drizzle of olive oil over that as well and some lime juice, but we'll leave it there right now because we don't want to dress it too soon before we start serving. If you've just joined us on Cook 30, we're cooking a delicious meal in just 30 minutes. Today we have a Mediterranean stuffed sweet potato, served with a fresh garden salad. We also have a basil pesto pasta salad with avocado, and to finish off, a delicious chia seed pudding with black cherries. So we're making excellent progress. The sweet potatoes are in the oven. They should be very soft and nearly ready. We've finished the garden salad. The pasta's nearly ready. I'm just going to start with the dessert. I'm going to get the black cherries out of the freezer. Now if you have access to fresh ones, that's great. But you can get these lovely frozen cherries, which are just wonderful. So I'm just going to pour them into this bowl. And they're frozen. So we probably need around about that many, 3 or 4 cups. If you put extra out, don't worry, they're really yummy to eat by themselves. And we just want to get those just to start softening so they're not completely frozen when we want to start dealing with them. Okay, the pasta appears to be ready. As you can see, it's just lovely and just firm to the bite. Perfect. Just going to drain it in this colander over here. And we're using wholemeal pasta today. You can get wholemeal pastas in most supermarkets, and it's a far healthier way of having pasta. Most white pasta is just made of, white flour. So I'll tip that in our salad making bowl. So we need nice dressing, so we've got a nice basil pesto to make to go with this one. And you can use a food processor or a blender, so I'm going to use a blender today. And first ingredient, we've got some basil. So we'll put the basil in. Nice handful of that, and also a handful of cilantro or coriander, just to help get more herbage in there. We want 1/4 cup of extra virgin olive oil, and about 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And lemon juice is a very important pesto addition. So I'm just going to juice up some lemons. Always use fresh lemons like this. You can get some lemon juice in the supermarkets, but I don't know what they put in those bottles that look like lemons, but it's not lemon juice, it just tastes horrible. So it's worth the extra effort just to spend a few seconds juicing lemons. So you want around about 1/4 cup. That's probably about 1/4 cup. I'm just going to pour them in here and let them go through my fingers to catch the pips. Look at that. And also we're going to add some cashew nuts. Traditionally, pesto will have pine nuts, which are horrendously expensive. Just going to put about 1/2 cup of cashew nuts in there. And we are going to blend this up. Look at that. There's just one beautiful pesto. Better give it a try. Whoops. Very delicious. Lots of lemon juice. It's very, very zingy. So, we pretty much just pour this in the pasta. Just give it a pour in. If it does stick in the blender, you can add a little bit of water or a little bit of extra lemon juice just to make it more liquidy. Make sure you get all this delicious pesto out. So you can use pine nuts if you want to, but I think cashew nuts do an excellent job as well. Just going to stir that through. It's just a delicious salad. When you're cooking the pasta, don't add oil. If you add oil when you cook pasta, things don't stick to it quite as easily. So, also going to add some cherry tomatoes. Got this massive container of cherry tomatoes, so I just want around about that many, so about a cup. I'm just going to cut those in half, and when you're cutting them, try and economise on your cuts. Try and cut through 3 or 4 at a time, just like that. Oh, can't do it all the time. Gonna mix that through, and then we've got a nice wooden bowl. Always look out for nice rustic wooden bowls like this in all your homeware stores. They really do add great things to make food look good. That's the salad nearly done, and to finish it off, something that goes well with tomatoes and basil and pasta is avocado. So I've just got 2 small avocado here. We can use 1 large one, and we're just going to dice this up, and this is a great way to serve pasta. One of those is rotten, I won't use that one, but I'll use these 3 here. Just squeeze out the avocado. Get rid of the little end bit. And you know that this is going to taste amazing. So just into little cubes. And we're just going to mix it through and sprinkle that lovely avocado on top. Doesn't it just look amazing? And before we serve, if it starts to dry out, just a little drizzle of lemon juice over the top would not go amiss, just to freshen it up and make it look beautiful again. There we go, one delicious pasta salad complete. I can smell the sweet potato in the oven. They're just nearly ready. They smell fantastic. Okay, we're just going to make the inside for the stuffed potato. So I'm going to start with a red onion, either 1 medium or half a large one. So I'm just going to have just probably half a large one. So just finely dice red onion like this. So slice it, and then you can then cut the rest into dices. A little bit of oil. And we'll put that in the pan. Turn it up a little bit. We want this to cook really fast. We're going to do some garlic. 2 lovely cloves of garlic into the garlic press. Skin and everything. And we're going to squeeze those in. Just like that. Quick way of having garlic. Give it a bit of a stir around. So we're going to just create a beautiful flavour base for these sweet potato. Red pepper or capsicum, pull out the insides, and again we're just going to slice it thinly, and this one as well. And then just dice it up so it's nice and small. So the most important thing is to get the onions on first because they're going to take the longest, whereas these guys aren't quite so critical. They're not cooked 100% properly, it's not an issue. Then we have a zucchini or courgette, and we're just going to do the same again, into half. Just going to make some strips, and we're going to just finely dice this. So these finely dicing manoeuvres are probably not restaurant standard, but they're fine for the home kitchen. And at my cafe we generally run everything quite rustic rather than perfect. Put these in as well. So these are going to take just a couple of minutes. We just want them to just come just soft, just for all their flavours to start mingling together. That lovely combination there. I'm going to add just a little bit of either chilies, but just a little bit of chili paste. You can buy this in the supermarket. It's just a small squeeze of that, just to give it a little bit of heat. You won't notice it, but it's just enough just to help round off these flavours. So it shouldn't actually heat the food up too much. And again, if you've got full-on chili peppers, you can add a half of one of those, but be careful, obviously. So we want more ingredients. We're going to add some slivered almonds. And these are just going to just add a little bit of mouthfeel when we're eating the stuffed kumara. And I think that's the main stuff there. Now let's get these sweet potato out. Look at these guys, aren't they gorgeous? So what we want to do is just grab one of them, grab them. Yep, they're nice and soft. So we want 4 of them. We want to be really careful. We want to scoop the insides out and put that in the pan with the other ingredients. So just be very careful, take your time, have a bit of patience, and just start adding to this beautiful flavoured mix. So you want to cut just near the skin so there's a little bit of flesh left. It's always a bit of touch and go. And you've got 2 spare ones there if you mess one of them up. So we'll just cut this out. Beautiful sweet potato. Where I come from they call sweet potato kumaras, so I use the 2 terms interchangeably. Lovely, and you can use red, any colour you want, gold, purple. I'll just cut off this little end bit there. Oh no, there we go. Put that in as well. You can smell the beautiful garlic and onion mingling beautifully. So that's softened up now nicely. Just mix everything up. Just want a bit of a half teaspoon of salt. And now we're going to spoon it into here, into these here, and just heap them up. Oop, it's getting a little bit hot. 1, and then pop them back in the oven briefly. It'll just finish cooking those vegetables, and they'll just be delicious. So it's kind of like eating a stuffed sweet potato, but with extra flavouring. Put them back on there. Get rid of these ones and put them back into the oven. Oh, we need to just oil them briefly. Just a light drizzle of oil. And the beautiful thing to finish them off is a few sesame seeds. And these will toast up nicely as well. So just a couple of minutes in the oven, back at that 400 degrees Fahrenheit, and they will just toast up nicely. Let's see how this chia seed dessert is looking. Look at that. Those chia seeds have really expanded and they're nice and thick. So let's present it really nicely now. So I have some lovely glasses like this. So I've got these beautiful cherries and they come pitted. Just going to put a couple of spoonfuls of them in the bottom. Like that. I'm going to spoon some of this beautiful mixture in. Try to avoid the sides, that's the hard bit. And these chia seeds are just so amazing for you. A few more cherries on top. A sprinkle of almonds, and that is an amazing dessert. I'll finish the rest on the break and I'll see you at the table. And there you have a delicious meal for your family in just 30 minutes. Easier than you thought. We have this amazing pasta salad with pesto and avocado. We have this beautiful fresh garden salad, the stuffed sweet potatoes, just amazing. And of course, the chia seed dessert with the black cherries. I'm going to try this one first. Thank you for joining me today on Cook 30. I hope you've enjoyed the new ingredients, the new techniques you can use in your kitchen, and I really look forward to seeing you next time.